Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
Devin, little trivia for you, my friend.
Okay.
From 2010 on, this was a playoff. And then a team won the Super Bowl. I want you to guess based off of the
2014.
seeding. No.
2016.
Okay, I'm not done with the intro. I want you to guess based off of the season and the play scenes what year this was, and then what two teams were in the Super Bowl.
It's Patriots Falcons in the Super Bowl. It's the 33-3 comeback. I know, like
Nope.
that. Bullshit.
It's not.
What?
I'll give you a hint. It is not the top. Both of the one seeds are not in this Super Bowl. Here, let me.
Oh, is this? Wait, is this Steelers Packers?
How did you get that so fast?
Okay, this is Steelers Packers.
How did you get that so fast?
Because Jets haven't been to a Super Bowl. KC was with Alex Smith, so no Super Bowl. Seahawks weren't.
But I said
there
from
yet.
2010 on, so this could be recent.
No, but the Bears are the dead giveaway, brother.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The Bears are the dead giveaway. So it's Steelers Packers. Is this 2011?
You are close. I kind of messed you up. It was the 2010 to 2011 season.
Okay, I'm there.
So you won. Yeah. So Packers were the 6th seed, and they went all the way to the Super Bowl. Steelers were the 2nd seed. They went all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, bro. Bears were a dead giveaway there. That was.
I thought you were.
Because if it wasn't, because when I saw the Falcons, I immediately thought it was the comeback season. That's why I was
never struggle, brother. You never struggle with the questions that I give you. You always just know them off the top of your head. That's ridiculous. How did you know that?
Because the Bears haven't been relevant since then.
It was meant to be hard.
I got an encyclopedia up here, bro.
Bro, that's insane. If you gave this question to me, I would have never guessed it. I would have never even. I don't even remember a Packers Steelers Super Bowl ever.
Really?
No, I don't remember. It's not in my brain. I cannot think of it. Even though I see it right here, I still think Aaron Rodgers has never won a Super Bowl. I don't know why.
No, bro. This is because I remember watching the Super Bowl in a hotel room. I have a vivid memory of watching the Super Bowl in a hotel room because I was a Troy Polamalu fan at the time, and we were in middle school, so we were on the Packers. So like this was momentous. This is a momentous game for me. This is like early on in my football fandom right here.
All right.
That was wild. That was crazy, bro.
1-0. Dev takes the lead. He's smarter than I am.
Let's go. All right. Welcome in then. I'm Devin. That's Zane. This is Buffet Sports. And if you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If your take's good enough, it'll be a part of next week's show. While you're down there, go ahead and like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. We're on the quest to 1 million subscribers. In actuality, it's 1,000. But we want you to be a part of it. So smash the like button, subscribe, turn on the noti bells so that you are notified when we drop a short, when we drop long form. We do 5 long form videos a week and a short every single day. There's tons of content. Go eat it out. Let's jump into this show from here. You want to start?
And
you want me to start?
Don't stop jorking it. It's the most important. It's the most important information we can give the people.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start? I have a pretty fun one to start with.
You start.
Okay. Name this quarterback. He has more playoff wins combined, more playoff wins than these players combined. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins.
Okay, you're leaving a lot of guys.
I'll give you a hint. He's in the era, sort of in the era of the opening question that you had there.
But there's still so many, you named some guys that don't have a lot of playoff wins.
Okay, then then the bar is low then.
Yeah,
it's a guy that you're not going to expect.
But if I say Aaron Rodgers, he has more playoff wins than all those guys.
Okay, yeah, I'll just tell you the name and I'll come at it from a different angle. So,
No, I want to
Mark,
guess it. I just want a good question that gives me. Okay, you said Mark, so it's okay.
you know who it is?
Yes, Mark's the only quarterback ever, Mark Sanchez. Has there been
Mark
a
Sanchez. Mark Sanchez has more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins combined.
Wow. Who did he play for? He was Philly's quarterback?
The Jets.
The Jets?
And Lamar Jackson has
Or
this might be old. Hold on, wait.
Lamar. Wait, so who did the Chiefs play in the AFC?
Wait, this
Conference
isn't
Championship?
updated. Hold on, this isn't updated.
Yeah, that's what I was saying because I was like, Lamar has to have like 3 or something.
Just gonna do it on my phone.
I am as smart as Devin Littrell.
Scrap this. Scrap this. This is fucked. Never mind.
His home address is.
You go. I this is old. I should have fact checked myself. Damn.
Didn't fact check some that.
Ooh.
Have you heard the new drama that's coming out of San Francisco?
I have not. Tell me about it.
The new drama that's coming out of San Francisco is, how Adam Schefter, he went online and he's like, the 49ers want him there. That technically isn't a lie because the 49ers are turning down every offer for Brandon Ayuk currently. So it is not a lie that they want him there.
This poor guy.
It just seems instead of a relationship where the 49ers are running out into the rain to get him here, they are instead locking him in the closet. Yes.
Yeah, this is an abusive high school relationship where they are isolating him and they're leaving him to just straight jork it in San Francisco.
Yes, they are locking him in the closet. They have turned down, I know for a fact, the Washington Commanders have offered to get him. And then I want to say, there was another rumor that the Green Bay Packers were trying to get him as well, but they have turned it all down. And the reason why is because they can just force him to stay here and then take a bad contract for the next year, and then they can deal with his contract, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know. Can they franchise tag him?
I'm thinking that's
I think because he's on his last deal. Is he on his? No, he's getting his deal. So I think they can franchise tag him.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to franchise tag him for like 16 mil or something. So they're not giving him the contract he wants, but they're not letting him leave.
We got to talk about franchise tags in the NFL, dude. When is it going to end? This is so bad for the league.
Does it benefit the player at all?
No, at all. None at all, because I think you can franchise tag 3 times or 2 or 3 times, something like that. So effectively it's like in basketball having a player option at the end of your contract where you can opt in and you have another year on your deal. It's basically like that. They're basically you can force a player by doing what they're doing into franchise tagging them 2 or 3 times and taking another 2 or 3 years of their career where they're forced. That's what happened to Saquon. That's why he finally got out, because they franchise tagged him, I think twice or maybe it was once, but they franchise tagged him after his rookie deal. And that's why he got stuck there last year. And then there was all the contract stuff. And then finally he got out this year.
Yeah, I think any rules that only benefit the organization, I think we could say are bad. They're bad rules. Why would we want rules that
I don't
only
agree
benefit
at all.
the franchise?
And you have to take this with a grain of salt, because for me, I come from a basketball mindset with contracts. Mm-hmm. And so franchise tagging is literally the dumbest thing ever. It's the dumbest thing ever. Either put player options on contracts, or I don't know. We got to talk about this because it's just.
Well, how do you expect Brandon Ayuk to respond? Because he hasn't responded well so far. But then now you franchise tag him to keep him here. Do we honestly expect these guys to actually give their full effort? I would think that.
I don't know, man.
I would think Brandon Ayuk would not give his full effort. He would try and get traded or cut from the team as of right now. But then that also hurts him down the line, because it's hey, as soon as he decides that he
I don't know. I think
it's
different. I think it's different when you're in that sort of situation. If you're trying to force your way out and they franchise tag you, I think it's different. I know
it's different for us, but for owners, because you have to think about it. It's all these owners, they all talk
because they get it.
I don't think the owners get it. I think I don't think so.
I
Because
think
they're thinking
everyone
about.
else in the league is looking at this situation like this is terrible. I don't
Yeah,
ever want to
I
get
think
caught by them.
players and commentators, yeah, but I think owners are looking at it and they're like, hey, if we pick him up and then after 3 years he doesn't want to be here,
But
this is what he's gonna do.
you can't franchise tag after the is only after I think it's no, no, you can franchise tag at any point actually.
But I'm mostly talking about just the idea that the idea that if they
Look that up.
franchise tag him and he doesn't like play well, he doesn't give full effort, other owners are going to see that and they're like, okay, as soon as he's not happy, then we basically lose a number one wide receiver just because he doesn't want to play anymore. And
But
that's
that's
gonna,
the point. That's the point of free agency. That's why the
yeah,
NBA that's why there's so much drama. That's the whole point is you either trade him when you have the ability to and you take what you can get or you lose him for nothing. That's part of the stakes. That's majority of the NBA's contract stuff is just that that's the game. You either get in while you can or you take the L.
EA Sports, that's the game. Hit a 3-leg parlay. Does Brandon Ayuk stay or does he leave? He wants to leave. I don't know what's going to happen here. He's not in OTAs right now. He's not showing up to practice. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Are they going to keep him for this year? Franchise tag him for another
Holdout.
year?
It's going to be a holdout. It's going to be probably a long holdout, I'd imagine. And I just looked it up. You can franchise any player once per offseason. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter where they are in their contract structure. Like
here was another thing
contract.
that I'll find it is that another Adam Schefter, great point, great guy, obviously way better than we are at the job we're trying to do. But he had made another point and he said that the 49ers, oh, actually, no, I should save this because this goes into something later. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to save this little nugget of information. Let's go on to your point. What's something you got cooking up?
This is one that this is just something interesting that I saw that I think we're going to see something very special this year in Buffalo.
Ooh.
I think we're going to see Josh Allen in Superman mode, full Superman mode. This reminds me of the Carolina Panthers when they went to the Super Bowl. In no way am I saying that they're going to have that record.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like you're saying that. And that
they're
gonna
not
go to the
because
Super Bowl.
they're
Can we
not.
confirm it right here? Devin says that the Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl. I think we have to confirm.
Shut up and let me jork it.
I think we have to confirm.
Let me jork it.
$100 bet. Bills to the Super Bowl. I think you have to do it for the people now.
No. I think we're going to see something similar to the Cam Newton season when they went to the Super Bowl, just because the teams are so similar in a lot of ways. That Carolina Panthers team is not star-studded, and this Bills team is not star-studded. But the one thing that's in common here is the chip on the shoulder of the quarterback.
I would argue that there's a lot of people that would disagree with that statement.
Sure, fine. Disagree with me. I'm jorking it over here, dude. Like Josh Allen is about to go nuts this year, I think. And everyone is gonna be sitting there with their dick in their hand, not knowing what to do because we've been bad-mouthing Josh Allen and the Bills. And this is, I think, the losing Stephon and being the kind of villain in the story in a way.
I don't think that.
Okay, maybe not villain, but like everyone looking down on him, everyone like, oh, it wasn't him getting the ball to Stephon.
Yeah,
so on and so forth.
It is what is Josh Allen gonna do without his number one, buddy? That is what the story is.
It's the Josh
right
Allen
now.
season. It's the Josh Allen defining moment. This is his defining moment, and I think we're going to see something special. That's the end all be all of it right there. I just think we're going to see something very special from him.
With what is he gonna do special? He's gonna run the ball, pass the ball. Who is he gonna pass to?
He's been special. We just haven't talked. Like we get on the turnover thing.
So where is he going? Deep into the playoffs or a Super Bowl?
Deep in the playoffs.
How about this? Let's say this. The reign of terror Josh Allen might do next year, I think will be confirmed if he beats Patrick Mahomes. Knocks him out of contention to get the
takes
3-peat.
over Joe Burrow's fucking spot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the division they're in. Everyone is, of course, we're doing this again, which leads me into my next point. But everyone's piping smoke up the Dolphins' ass right now. And I don't get it. Which brings me to my next point of Tua getting a $212.4 million extension. Wild. Crazy. He just highway robbery, bro.
Get your
Highway
bag,
robbery.
brother. Get your
Highway
bag, brother.
robbery. This is ridiculous. They're gonna go like 8-9 this year at the most. Okay. At the most, they're gonna go 8-9. They're gonna be so bad this year in comparison to what they've been. And especially in this division, especially
Why
if the
though?
Jets are going
Why though? They are keeping all of their guys. Nobody's left the Dolphins.
that's not true.
Tyreek's still there. Jalen
On
Waddle's
the
still
offense,
there.
the defense is, dude. And the other thing is, we know what they are in cold weather. And if the Jets are relevant this year, that's potentially 4 wins or 4 losses against the Jets, and then the Bills in division right there. That's 4 potential losses right there.
All it takes is good seeding there, brother, for the
No.
playoffs.
But that's the thing. They have to get into the good seeding. They had the opportunity multiple times to get, even last year, they had the opportunity to, they were in control last year, and they had the opportunity to get a home game to start the playoffs, and they choked it away. And we're just going to sit here and pretend like Tua is not the reason. And I think it takes the get out of jail free card for Mike McDaniels, because it was like, okay, Mike McDaniels is really special because he's doing this in spite of the quarterback. But now, because Tua's not getting this contract if Mike McDaniels doesn't endorse him, because ownership has tried multiple times to replace Tua and it hasn't worked out. And so he doesn't just get this contract because he's so good, because clearly he's faltered. Mike McDaniels had to endorse him. So it takes that get out of jail free card for Mike McDaniels and how good of a coach he is to me. Cause it's like, he's now admitted I want Tua. And so it's like, to me, you spend all this money on these weapons, right? And then you're going to put Tua there, and then you're going to keep Tua, and you're going to get the same sort of production. When you look across the conference in the NFC, and you look at the Niners and a similar structure in that they have a bunch of weapons, they have all the running backs they need, they have a decent O-line, they have great receivers. Just go get a young quarterback. Why are we holding on to Tua? Why are we going to pay Tua? And if he's faltering now, when he's got all these weapons, then in 4 years, when these other guys, you can't pay these other guys because Tua's contract is so big now that, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then you're just left there with your dick in your hand again, without the ability to make any moves.
Well, I think it is the fear that Tyreek is going to be out of the league here pretty shortly. And the fact that if you get a new QB, you would have to develop them. They're not going to, it's very rare that they come in and they're superstars. So the level that Tua is right now is not attainable for a QB within 1 year or 2
But you don't
years
know
of
that.
being in the league. We don't know that. We don't know that. But the Dolphins are not willing to gamble when they're in win now mode with all the pieces that they currently have on their team.
It's not going to work.
Why would you gamble? It's like when you have 15 in blackjack. No.
Blackjack. Jorking it.
That's a bad one. When you have 19 in blackjack, why would you gamble? You just hold, and then you hope that they don't have an ace and a queen. It's the same sort of mentality. You have the pieces. You have pieces
but
to.
I don't think
they're
competing for Super Bowl here. I genuinely don't think that they're competing for Super Bowl. I think they're having any sort of success
with the guys.
I think they're just having success, and so they're keeping their guys.
Yes,
they're just having success, so they're keeping their guys. They're not trying to win a Super Bowl here.
But
Tua is not a Super Bowl winning
with the guys that they currently have, they could not go through a rebuild and keep those guys. That's the problem with the Dolphins. Right now, they have all these star guys. They could not go get a new QB and
Tyreek retires. So then what? Tyreek retires. Devon Achane gets hurt. Raheem Mostert is too old, so he retires. What? You're left with Tyreek. You're left with Tua and Jalen Waddle.
Let's just say Tyreek gets hurt. Then we can talk about a rebuild. Let's see Tyreek retires. Then we can talk about a rebuild. Right now, the Dolphins don't have time to get a new QB and rebuild with the guys that they have.
Then don't come out and say you're trying to compete. Then don't make it look like you're trying to compete for Super Bowl.
But they are, because they have the guys.
They're not. They're not going to compete for a Super Bowl because of Tua.
But they can't. Okay, so you either compete for a Super Bowl or you don't, right? They have the guys, except for the QB in your mind, to compete for a Super Bowl.
So then why would you
receiver in
extend
the
him?
league.
Why would you extend him?
Because you do
go
not
get something
have
else?
time to develop a QB while Tyreek Hill is still on the roster.
Don't. Okay, fine. Don't develop a new quarterback. Why didn't you try and trade for one this offseason? You had options.
That's up to them. I mean, I would have loved a 130 mil Kirk Cousins on that team.
That's what I'm saying. There's
I would have loved it.
There's so many better options than Tua Tagovailoa.
But it's also the scheme, Kyle Shanahan, that sort of scheme that they run. You have a guy who's proven to be able to play in the scheme, and then you have Kirk Cousins
down the stretch. He fails down the stretch. Last year,
I think it's such a big gamble to change what you already have when you've seen success. Not great success like a Super Bowl, but you've seen success with the guys that you
Okay, so then they're not competing for Super Bowl.
But
because Tua is not the answer.
But they're not rebuilding. So they're not treading water either. They think with the guys that they have that they can go deep in the playoffs and maybe win a Super Bowl.
Then you got I just don't see it. I don't see how you do it, especially in the division you're in. It's not going to work.
It's either but the only two choices here is rebuild or try and get a Super Bowl with the guys you have. You have the best wide receiver in the league.
I don't think that's the case. I think you could have made a move for a quarterback.
Yes, but Kirk Cousins, right? Is there another example that you'd like to throw besides Kirk Cousins?
I'm trying to think who is in the hot seat. I mean,
because my point is that San Francisco 49ers, they drafted a guy in the first round. They had Jimmy Garoppolo. Both of those didn't work. The last guy in the draft turned out to be the guy who can fit that system. It's a very unique system that not a lot of QBs can play well in, right? So you have a guy who can play well in that system.
But you just 2 minutes ago said Tua can.
Because he can. They had a positive record when Tua was playing quarterback.
Congrats, dude. The Broncos had a positive record.
I know,
Were they in the playoffs?
It is no. But what it has been shown that not every quarterback, not every guy with arm talent, not every guy who can just read a defense can play in that sort of system that Mike McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan runs. It takes a very specific sort of guy. And you have a guy who's been able to get a positive record with that guy. With that system.
Just admit to me that the Dolphins are not trying to win a Super Bowl.
I can't because they're not trying to rebuild.
But that doesn't mean they're trying to win a Super Bowl.
I doubt they would sit there and be like, let's just tread water with the best wide.
They're making money. This is about money.
They have all the guys there. I don't understand the point because it's like they're not trying to rebuild, but they're just going to tread water and win money. But if you have the guys and you believe in the guys, why not? Even if it's far-fetched and you don't believe in it, why can't they believe in it with their guys currently?
Because Tua has shown multiple times that he's not capable of holding it together down the stretch to win a Super Bowl. Because, and why I say that is in order to do that, you need to win games late in the year so you have the number 1 seed. And Tua is incapable of doing that because you run into the cold games. And Tua is not capable of winning football games in the cold, whether it's Chiefs cold or it's New York cold. He's just not capable.
But there's no other option right here, right now. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying they're stuck here and that to have a 2% chance at winning the Super Bowl, they have to stick with them. Okay,
I'll meet you in the middle. Franchise tag him. Because then it's 1 year.
That's actually a fucking smart point.
Because then it's 1 year.
Yeah, they should have franchise tagged him because
I don't get why they gave him the extension.
Yeah, we thought Tyreek was going to be out this year. He's still going.
So you give him 1 more year, and then if he retires, you're not stuck with Tua for the next 4 years without a Tyreek.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. They should have franchise tagged Tua.
I don't get why they didn't make him prove it this year.
Did they franchise tag someone else?
I don't think so. Like, just franchise tag him and make him prove it. Make him prove down the stretch, because it's a contract year. It effectively becomes a 1-year contract year, to where down the stretch you have to
Yeah.
perform in order to get your contract, and then we'll pay you.
Yeah, that's the
In
idea.
this instance, a franchise tag is useful because it actually is you're proving something. That's what the franchise
Yeah.
tag is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a last chance to prove something to then get paid.
Yeah. Unlike Brandon Ayuk, he's shown enough. He deserves to get paid.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. They 100%. We were just talking shit on franchise tags. When it comes to Tua's situation, even Trevor Lawrence's situation, I'd be down for a
Yeah.
franchise tag for both.
Yeah. I think
Maybe it should be only QBs get a
I was
franchise
gonna say,
tag.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that quarterbacks should be the only position which a franchise
Yes.
tag is used, because otherwise you're just wasting their career. For skill positions outside of quarterback and edge pieces, whatever defensive pieces, they have a finite amount of time that they are productive. And
Yeah.
if you're franchise tagging them and getting them stuck, is Brandon
Ooh,
Ayuk
ooh, ooh, ooh.
now is Brandon Ayuk in a bad situation in San Francisco? No. Is he wasting his career away? No. But if he wants to go, he should be able to go.
100%. I love that. I
When it
love
comes to the
that.
quarterbacks, you look at like a guy like the freaking the Giants franchise tagged Daniel Jones how many times?
Yeah.
Like, just, and then they finally paid the guy like a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I don't get it, man. I would even take Geno Smith in this situation.
I think it's more
Sam
based
Howell, bro.
it's based off of just like it's based off of systems. You have guys that are proven to show promise in systems, and then it's more beneficial if you keep them than going with a new guy who has to learn your system.
But if Tyreek's going to retire and you're afraid of doing the rebuild 1 year early, then why are we giving Tua this kind of money?
Yeah, I agree that I actually brought up that point, that why haven't there been any rumors about Tyreek getting traded, because he is on his way out, is what the rumors have been. He's on his way out. So why wouldn't they try and trade him, try and get some pieces
I
there?
don't know.
But yeah,
If you're
that
stuck in
franchise
this thing.
tag point, I love that. Love that.
I think for Tua, it's directly applicable. I'm going to predict the fucking Broncos record. All
Of
right.
course you are. Wow. Only
I have to. I have to.
second week of this idea.
I
Broncos coming
have
out.
to. I have to.
All
So,
right.
starting from the get-go. All right. I've looked at this schedule briefly. I'm going to be kind of winging this. But we're starting out week 1 in Seattle. We're going to play the Seahawks. This is a win for the Broncos. Okay. This is kind of disarray, a little bit of disarray going on.
A little bit of
For
Addison Ray.
a little bit of Addison Ray, a little bit of disarray for the Seahawks, new coaching staff. Geno Smith going to be trying to do a lot because I believe this is his last contract year, or second to last, where the money's really involved. So, win for the Broncos, starting out 1-0. They head to the Steelers they head home and play the Steelers. Week 2, this is a loss. They lose to Russ, revenge game. Unfortunate. The defense for the Steelers is just too good and a bit overwhelming for a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. By the way, Bo Nix is starting week 1. So he gets his first win in his first NFL game, woo-woo, and then takes the loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Week 3, the Broncos are heading to Tampa Bay. This is a 2-game road trip. They're playing the Bucs in Tampa. Nice and warm game. This is a Sunday game at 11 o'clock. Baker Mayfield, early season Tampa Bay. This is a win for the Broncos. I think that the magic will be alive for the Broncos early, especially for Bo Nix. But we'll get to how it might run out later in the year. But I think there's some winnable games early in the year here for the Broncos, and I think Tampa Bay is one of them. This is nothing but just grabbing my balls and going with it. Okay, so
Let's grab your balls.
Broncos 2-1 heading into week 4. They go to New Jersey to play the Jets. This is a loss for the Broncos. It's pretty just clear and plain. The Jets are a better team, barring Aaron Rodgers does not explode his Achilles in the first 4 plays of the season. They're just a better team. They're going to beat the Broncos 2-2 heading into week 5. This is where it starts to get a little interesting. We've got a stretch here to where there could be some noise made. They're playing the Las Vegas Chargers in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
There's a home game. I guess Gardner Minshew is going to be the quarterback there. I don't really know what that's going to look like.
Now, what? Gardner Minshew is on the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what they're playing.
You said the Chargers.
Sorry, Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry.
Okay.
Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm here now. I'm here.
But
Locked
no,
in.
that's my fault. They're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. And this is tough. This is a tough game for me because Gardner Minshew's a quarterback. They've got Devontae Adams, but
He is a quarterback, yes.
What is Devontae? Devontae, to me, clearly doesn't want to be there. He wants to get moved. What does this team look like? No Josh Jacobs. I think the defense is good, but I think they're going to miss Josh Jacobs, and I think the Devontae Adams, Gardner Minshew connection is going to still be a work in progress early in the year. And I think the Broncos win this game on defense. I think this is a big game for our defense.
You think their defense wins them this game?
Yes, I do. I
Did
think
they
the
get
defense
rid of
wins
Justin
this game.
Simmons?
They did, but we still have PS2.
Just PS2 alone wins them this game.
No, the defense there's been some surprises during training camp.
There's always surprises during training camp. Every team has surprises.
Either way, I'm in charge of this.
Yeah. Okay.
The Broncos win
right.
this game against the Raiders. Okay. They are 3-2 heading into week 6 to play the Chargers at home. The Los Angeles Chargers is a win for the Broncos as well. I'm going on the fact that they don't have a lot of weapons here. The Broncos potentially do. There's no running game there. They have no Austin Eckler anymore. I don't know who's going to be running the ball.
Running back.
Congrats. There's no run game here. The defense is Khalil Mack by himself. It's not very potent. This is a win for the Broncos in week 6. They're coming out of this 4-2. Heading into week 7, they're going to New Orleans here.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off of a 2-game win streak, 2 in-division games too, which is huge. They're going to drop this game to the Saints, though, unfortunately.
Very tactical. You had them win 2 division games back-to-back. Very tactical.
They're going to lose this game to the Saints. Derek Carr is just going to be a bit more experienced. Alvin Kamara, I think, will have a big game in this spot. The run defense for the Broncos was a huge issue last year, and so we'll see what it looks like early in the year. But Alvin Kamara is like the worst nightmare for the Broncos in the front half of the season when they're still figuring stuff out. So Saints win this game here in New Orleans, and the Broncos are 4-3, still positive heading into week 8. They play the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. This is a win for the Broncos. They are beating up on them. This is a come to Jesus moment for Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, a realization that a rookie quarterback is able to trounce them.
I don't agree.
Who's their weapon? What are they doing here? Tell me why you think the Panthers have a chance of winning this game.
I went out of a convenience store and bought me a 2-pack of Bibbly Bows. That's their weapon. That's their weapon.
If you don't know who he's talking about, I'll put the picture up here. I think this is a win. It's Carolina. This is a very winnable game. Carolina's probably going to have some tough games throughout the beginning of the season. I don't know. They're just a mess. This is a win. I believe they're 5-3 heading into week 9 to play Baltimore. We don't need to talk about it more than just that. They're playing in Baltimore. It's a loss. Okay. They are 4.
Hell yeah, it is, brother.
Hell
yeah, it is.
They are 5-4 heading into week 10 to play KC in Kansas City. This is a Sunday game
Taylor Swift
at
there?
11 o'clock. I don't know. I've heard rumors. I think that they're broken up. I don't know.
No, they're not.
They're not?
How dare you say something like that?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to them.
I will slit your throat. You say something like that again.
Dude, I'm jorking it. Calm down. They're going to lose this game.
Taylor and Travis.
They're going to lose this game. The Broncos lose this game to the Chiefs in division. They drop their first in division game. And the Chiefs are just it's the turn of the year. It's week 10. Chiefs are starting to turn it on. Rookie quarterback, all the things going against them in KC is a loss. So they are going to be 5-5 heading into week 11 to play the Falcons here. Big spot coming off of a 2-game losing streak.
Big spot in the pants.
I think this is a win. Let me explain why. I don't think Kirk is healthy at this point. I think he re-injures the Achilles, unfortunately. I think that it's a tough spot for them. He's not healthy. They're playing with whatever quarterback you want to throw in there at this point. And
it's obviously Michael Penix.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot he existed.
What do you mean? Like, obviously Michael Penix has started.
So it's a great game in the fact that we're getting to see two rookies go head to head here.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, Bo Nix has been playing. He's been playing 11 weeks at this point, and Michael Penix is probably on week 2 or 3 at this point. So he's more comfortable in the system. This is a win for the Broncos.
See, here's the thing. I chose the Falcons. What if I have Kirk Cousins bust this Achilles week 1? What if I put that in?
Look, I don't know.
That's for you to decide. Weeks, Michael Penix first 11 weeks.
That's for you to decide. So they come out of week 11 with a win, 6-5. We've got our head above water here. We're going to Las Vegas this time to play the Raiders. And this is another in-division game. They're dropping this one.
Okay.
They're dropping this one. At this point, Gardner Minshew and
what's the difference? Yeah, Gardner Minshew
and Devontae have figured it out. They probably have figured out some sort of run game at this point, whether it's a committee or one guy that's taken the lead here. It's later in the year. Defense has figured itself out. I think they're a better team at this point. Not so much better.
Who the has Aaron Jones? Is it the Raiders? I'm searching it up.
No.
Who has Aaron Jones?
Why do I want to say the Bears?
No, the Bears don't have. Okay, it's Zamir White. So you're right. You're right on the Raiders. But dude, who the got Aaron Jones? Vikings.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that when I did their season.
Okay, so either way, Raiders at this point they're dropping this game. I think the Raiders have figured it out to some degree. It's a good game. I think it's a nasty kind of game where it's like 17-19, something like gross, where it's just like dogfight late in the year. They get the win here. They drop their second division game, so they're 6-6 going into week 13 playing the Browns. And I have no idea if Deshaun Watson's going to be good, if he's going to be healthy, but their defense is good enough to win them this game. Broncos drop this game. So coming out of week 13, they are 6-7.
Deshaun Watson mollies the other team for a win.
Underwater here. They get a bye in week 14. Late bye. Not exactly great for,
they lose
rest, but either way, great time to have it, especially with the slate of games they've got finishing the year out. They've got the Colts in week 15 now. So they're at home. They play the Colts. This is another one. I don't think that Anthony Richardson's going to be playing quarterback for them. So I'm going to give this game to the Broncos for that reason.
You don't think let's just look at late season Joe Flacco. This is the same scenario. You're putting Joe Flacco in the same scenario that he was on the Browns. He was fantastic late season, postseason for the Browns.
But what does their defense look like? That's my question. I don't know what
does their offense look like? Now he has Michael Pittman. Sorry,
but who else? Who else? That's the thing. In the Cleveland
Jonathan Taylor.
In the Cleveland offense, there was more there. I still think that the Cleveland offense
David
was
Njoku, and then like a 31-year-old
Cooper.
A 31-year-old Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper was fantastic late season, dude. You gotta stop putting dirt on his name.
I will never stop putting dirt on an old wide receiver when you think that like that counts as a stellar offense.
I think it's a better offense than the Colts have right now.
Hate incoming.
The Browns have a good offense. They just need a consistent quarterback. They have a great team.
Colts have a worse offense than the Browns.
I think so.
Okay.
I think the Browns have a better offense.
Okay.
Either way, I think
Clipping that up, chopping that up.
either way, I think
Spitting
we're
that
getting
up.
it's a good game here. Broncos are getting the win. Defense is in full force. They're complete. The chemistry's there. The new pieces in the secondary are clicking. It's a win. So week 15, they are, I believe, I think it's 7-7. Yeah, 7-7. I think heading into 7-7, heading into week 16 to play the Chargers in Los Angeles. This is a win again. Chargers, I think it's the same issues. They just don't have enough of a potent offense to deal with the defense that we have and the way that they're going to be clicking late in the year. I think that the Chargers here are going to drop this game. So 8-7 heading into week 17, we play the Bengals. Question here is Joe Burrow healthy? Is Joe Burrow healthy? And in my mind, he is. This is a loss for the Broncos. So I think at this point we are 8-8.
Asking the wrong guy.
I think we're 8-8 at this point. I'll keep the counter down here, so we'll have it. Final game of the year, week 18. We've got the Chiefs.
Late season Chiefs. That's a
Late
tough
season
one.
Chiefs, tough one here. It's a drop. We're gonna lose this game to the Chiefs. Late season Chiefs. We got our win off of them last year. We got the monkey off our back, but it's just not enough unless Bo Nix is just a godsend, and he's incredible by the end of the year at this point. But we're gonna miss. We're second in the division. Only games we're dropping, both to KC, one to Las Vegas. So 3-3 in division, probably the second seed, I want to say. I think we're finishing the year here 8-9. 8-9 for the Broncos is way overachieving based on the betting numbers, the projected numbers. I've seen a couple
you guys
people
are
come
ranked
out and say
32nd overall for your roster.
Yeah, like I've seen a couple people come out and say like the Broncos are going to surprise some people. There's a couple predictions out there, one in particular that has them finishing the year 10-7. I think that's a reach there. I think we still finish underwater, but not by much, and it's a really promising season for Bo Nix. He breaks a majority of the rookie passing records that the Broncos have. They're not very lofty. Like it's like 15 touchdowns and like 2,300 yards or something like that. Like it's not crazy at all.
I do want to say it's easy to break expectations when the expectations are the worst team in the league. It's very easy.
Right, but that's a pretty wide margin. If we are, I think it's like 5.5 right now is what our line is, and if you're winning 8 games, that's a pretty large margin that you're winning that bet by. So yeah, overachieving, promising future, but nothing particularly wild.
Gotcha.
8-9 Broncos.
Alrighty, the team that Zane has chosen is the Atlanta Falcons. If you don't know, Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. are the QBs. Obviously, Kirk Cousins is the starting QB. Week 1, they play the Steelers in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It is a home game. They lose to the Steelers.
Wow.
The reason being is because everyone's going to be talking. They're going to be finagling. I still don't know what that word means, but they're going to be finagling. And they're going to be talking about like, oh my gosh, Kirk Cousins is a bust. Why did you guys do this?
You're using that completely wrong. Keep going.
Who cares? Week 2, Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. They lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 birds going at it. Obviously, Eagles are better than Falcons. So obviously, Eagles beat the Falcons.
Dropping 2 games early. Wow.
Yes. Okay. 0-2 going into it, and it does not stop there because then they play the Chiefs. This is early season Chiefs. What are they going to be like? You have the best QB in the league, best tight end in the league, but for whatever reason, they suck in the beginning of the year. So this is a win. After going 0-2, they pick up a win against the Kansas City Chiefs because that's just how the league goes, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody looks like they're going to be asked the entire year, unless you're the Carolina Panthers, you pick up a win against a good boy, a big boy, if that. So they are 1-2 going into week 4. They play the New Orleans Saints. Who's their quarterback? Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Derek, the man Carr in Mercedes-Benz.
Man Carr.
In Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
That'd be a sick last name, Mankar.
Another home game. This is when they're starting to feel it out. They're starting to get everything together. Kirk Cousins has Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts on his offense. That's a crazy offense. What do the Saints have? They have a great offense as well, but not as good as the Falcons. So they go 2-2, beating the New Orleans Saints in week 4. Week 5 is the Bucks. Baker Mayfield just got his contract. There's another guy on the defense who got a big contract. They're trying to go deep in the Super Bowl. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because the Falcons are beating the Bucks in week 5. That makes it 3-2 going into week 6. They're playing the Carolina Panthers.
Dub.
Why do you think this is a dub?
Their ass.
Carolina Panthers are ass. I don't know. They had a 33-year-old Adam Thielen that the Carolina Panthers were throwing to. Now they have. I went down on the corner. They have that man playing for him. They have Bobby Boucher's defensive coach, whatever the his name was, playing as a wide receiver, reincarnated. So this is a loss for the Falcons. Carolina Panthers beat the Falcons. They are now 3-3. Going to the week 7. Versus Seattle.
Okay.
Versus Seattle. This is a home game. 2 Hawks going at it. A regular Hawk and then a Seahawk. Which one in nature beats the other?
The Hawk.
The Hawk, because Seahawks don't actually exist. So the Falcons beat the Seahawks. And then now it is 4-3. Going into weekend.
Oh my gosh, dude. Do we need to take your talking privileges away too? Holy Moses. Keep it together.
Little wraparound.
You wrap around.
Little wraparound. Going into week 8, they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They previously.
Holy Moses, dude.
This is all your fault that you're here. They previously lost to the Bucs, but they pull it out in week 8, making them 5-3.
They pull it out on.
They pull it out on top of them.
At the last moment.
Yes, and this is crushing the media. Everybody's like, Buccaneers suck. Falcons on top, 5-3. Kirk's figuring it out with this team. Defense is only looking better. Let's keep moving. Week 9. Who are they playing? They're playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Tough game. Let's see.
Tough game. The thing is, Dallas Cowboys have terrible stats when they play away. Yep. Guess where this game is?
In
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So the Dallas Cowboys look like they do in the playoffs, and they absolutely shit themselves into diaper and then sniff it for fun to get a little bit high, pull a little bit of the edge off. They sniff it for fun. So this is a win for the Falcons, making them 6-3. Going into week 10, they play the Saints again. Revenge game. But
Another
this is
game?
This is in the Caesar Superdome.
Mm.
This is an away game. Little bit of a hot streak. Little bit of a hot streak, but it ends here. I think it was a 1-game hot streak. But it ends here. They lose to the Saints, making them 6-4 in week 10. Now going into week 11, they played the Denver Broncos. Here's the thing. You have a rookie QB. You have Sean Payton, who has shown to not be able to run an offense. You have a man. They gave up Justin Simmons. They only have Patrick Surtain. Their defense is ass. Their offense is ass. Everything about that team is ass. So they go to the Mile High Stadium and they absolutely drop trowel in front of the entire stadium.
Wow.
And just let out just a wet stream of hot diarrhea on the field and absolutely destroy the Broncos.
Wow.
Making the Broncos look like the worst team in the league. Just how they are currently rated right now. So they are 7-4 after absolutely decimating the Broncos.
Okay.
Week 12, they have a bye. They lose. Week 13, they play the Chargers. They beat the Chargers. Chargers are having another bad year. That's just because it's first year with all these new guys. It's really hard to be great on your first year.
Sure.
You know,
They're just trying to jork it and they can't jork it. They can't figure it out. They can't figure out how to jork it.
Yeah, they can't jerk it like they used to back in the day with Matt Ryan. So 8-4 for the Falcons going to week 14. They play the Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy, possibly Josh Dobbs. We don't know yet. I don't know what game I said Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy got hurt, but this is one of the games for sure. This is when JJ McCarthy gets hurt. I want to say in my memory, I think this was the game where JJ McCarthy dislocates his shoulder from throwing a pass too hard because he doesn't have the arm power to throw it 20 yards. And then Joshua Dobbs comes on the field, and then they beat the team that they were playing, which was the Atlanta Falcons. So then they lose. They are now 8-5 in week 14. Going into week 15, they play the Las Vegas Raiders with Gardner Minshew, Max Crosby, and whoever the else. Who cares? Problem here is Falcons don't have that great of an O-line in the defense, and the Raiders have a great D-line. Max Crosby absolutely decimates this team.
Okay.
The flipping Achilles on Kirk Cousins is about to snap off every time it just gets a whistle of wind towards it. He's very fragile at this point in the season. So This is a loss for the Falcons, which is making them 8-6.
Okay.
Now going into week 16, they play the New York Giants. Now, Kirk Cousins, like I said, his Achilles, it's about to detach from the rest of his body and run away to a Chinese store, to try and make some money somewhere else. Maybe a red light district in Amsterdam. Who knows what his Achilles wants to do?
Stay focused. Stay focused.
So they think already we're 8-6. Do we have a chance at the playoffs?
Against the Giants, dude? You're dropping a game against the Giants?
I'm asking the question. 8-6, do they have a chance at the playoffs?
Yeah, for sure, especially in that division. Yes.
And you would be correct.
Right.
Because they beat the Giants. Obviously,
Okay.
Giants don't. They have Daniel Jones. They have Malik Nabers, but Nabers doesn't want to be there. So that makes them 9-6 in week 16. Week 17, Washington Commanders. JD Daniels, Scary Terry, Josh Downs. No, not Josh Downs. There's some other mother that team. Terrible defense, but a great offense. Falcons have a terrible defense, but a great offense too. They've been on a little bit of a hot streak here. They lose to Jaden Daniels and Scary Terry.
Boy, wow. That's tough.
Wow, your reactions are so great. They're filling up my cock. Going into week 18, Carolina Panthers.
Jork it.
At the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
They're
Home
jorking.
game. Revenge game, even.
Jorking.
Revenge against those motherfuckers. Those stupid idiots thinking that they could get 2 on us. They don't. And we close it out like a 34-14 type of game. We absolutely lay trout, and then our thing flops out and hits the desk in front of us.
Okay.
Making us 10-7.
Wow. Okay, 10-7. I would say that's probably under what they're projected. I don't know what they're projected, but I feel like that's a little low for them. So Kirk stays healthy through the whole year.
Yeah, that's what we're predicting here.
Okay. So no, we don't get to see Michael Penix at all.
Nope.
There's no game where they test him out. They spin it and take him for a spin.
The reason being is that it proves that the Atlanta Falcons are just terrible football team. They're just like terrible, like owner-wise, front office-wise, they're just awful.
Franchise. They're just bad.
Yeah,
bad
awful franchise. Bad franchise. Maybe a good franchise because he does stay healthy. I don't know. But 10-7 is where I have them.
All right, 10-7. I feel like that's reasonable. I feel like that's not taking in the hype. That's pretty reasonable. 10-7 seems like it's doable for them for sure.
Yeah, it's Kirk goddamn Cousins.
I think you could. There's a couple games in there. The Commanders game, the first Panthers game. You could give that to them potentially. I'm just saying. I'm saying if you're optimistic, you could give that to them. They're looking at 12-5, something around there. But
I'm doing the
10-7
Panthers
is
next
reasonable.
week, baby. You're gonna flip your little shit when you hear what I have to say.
Yeah, I probably will. Okay, so you had comments. We're talking about slurs.
We are talking about slurs and a lot of them. You don't have anything else? You just want to get straight into it?
Let's do comments, bro. I'm chomping at the bit to hear these slurs that were thrown at me, I'm assuming.
Alrighty. This is the Colorado Buffalo thing.
Okay.
This is when we were making fun of Colorado Buffalo for being so high level or
Sure.
whatever in the game.
Sure.
Kyle said, in quotation marks, yo, bro, let's make a podcast. That's really funny. I have
Original. Super original.
Tim said, dude just told everyone he's okay. Dude just told everyone here. Wait, is this the right? Am I fucking up? No, this is Colorado Buffalo schedule.
Yes. Okay. Read it.
Dude just told everyone here never to listen to his podcast. In one clip, no one's entertaining a college team beating an NFL team ever. That's why I was a little confused.
I don't know about that.
So, okay, here's the thing. Let me backtrack. This is not the Colorado Buffalo. This is you saying that a college team could beat an NFL team.
Okay.
Yes, that is why. So he is saying that we lose credit because we are saying that a college team can beat.
I don't feel like that's that off base.
Bro, if you read the comments, everybody hated your take.
That's
and what
crazy.
was funny is nobody listened to my take where I said it was a hot take because they're saying we should quit podcasting. I said it was a hot take, and they're like, "Bro, let's start a podcast." And then that fucking guy said they just lost all credit in one clip. Like, bro, I said it was a hot take. What the fuck do you want from me?
I don't know, man. I genuinely think that there's a couple, like, if there's a couple different college teams that could have beat NFL teams in their year.
Here's the thing. Maybe if you take the best player of each team and combine them, but no college team could ever beat an NFL team. I agree with that.
Okay, I can go with that.
Because I also said
go
in
with the
that
front
clip,
half. I can go with the front half of it, but I disagree obviously with the second half.
I also said in that clip that the skill gap between college and pros is crazy, right? So that's why I agree with that one, right? The other two above, they did not listen to me say that the skill gap is crazy, but who cares? Let's go to another one. Here is more hatred for you, my friend.
Good. Perfect. Love it.
Here we go. I Love Cardi says, how many times has this been proven wrong? Good try at a rage bait, though. Here's a question.
When has it been
proven wrong?
Yeah.
Am I dumb? Are you dumb? Or is he dumb? We haven't had a college team play an NFL team, to my understanding.
Is he going off the thing of like there's busts in the draft and that's like your proof there?
That could be, but he said that it's been proven wrong. Like it's happened before.
I don't know.
And I think I would
Maybe
remember.
we're missing something. Yeah.
Could you search it up? Do you have the ability to search up? Has a college team played an NFL team? How has this been proven wrong? And I will keep reading while he does this. This is the most casual take I've ever seen and the worst take I've ever seen. This has to be satire. For you, Mikey, just specifically for you, we will say, yes, this was satire. Congratulations. You got it right.
Okay. Actually, it has happened a long time ago, but it did happen. Vince Lombardi's champions were beat in the Chicago All-Stars game by college players. They held this game for around 30 years.
So can you look at the 30 years? Because that's probably the stat that he's talking about. If there's 30 years of stats backing that man up, I would like to know about it.
Yeah.
I'll keep talking while you do that. No college team ever could beat any NFL team ever. A college team has 15 NFL players at most. The Panthers have 53. That is true. I also brought that up. I brought that up in my point. Nobody seems to take in what I'm saying.
So the college all-stars faced off against reigning Super Bowl champs. This is irrelevant. I'm not looking at it anymore. That's not my point.
All righty. I just want to say, what was your name? I Love Cardi. I would love to know the stats you're looking at.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't talk because you're the opposing side. They're gonna be mad at you.
I don't care.
Let me handle this. I Love Cardi.
Rage bait him.
But I'm on I Love Cardi's side. I said that was a hot take that you were saying. I would love to know what specific stat that you are looking at, because as Dev pointed out, that was Super Bowl teams, Super Bowl winning teams.
At least the one that I saw. I don't.
Playing
Maybe there's
college
more.
athletes. If there is a different stat you're looking at, I would love to see it, because I mean, we're young, we're dumb, and we're broke. Yeah, and we're broke. So we would love to be informed for sure. No college team ever. Okay, I already read that one. The worst player on the Panthers could be a starter on any of those college teams.
Okay, but I would argue that a lot of the starters on the top college teams could be starters for the Panthers.
Ooh, I don't know, but I don't know.
There's a lot of not quarterbacks. Sorry, there's a
What
lot
about
of
the
players.
Derrick Henry team? There was a lot of
Dude,
Okay.
that team, I'm so
Let's talk.
certain that
What
team
about the
could have
Chris?
been.
Wasn't it Chris Olave?
Let me look
Michael
at that
Harrison
roster.
Jr. No, Ohio State. There was like 3 wide receivers that are all like number ones in the NFL right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm pretty sure it was like Chris Olave and that's somebody else.
2015. Let's look at the 2015 roster here for Alabama. I really don't think this is like, okay. I'll just look at their offense here. Calvin Ridley, Robert Foster, Chris Black. Those are all wide receivers. Okay. And then quarterbacks, Jake Coker, Cooper Bateman. I guess that team wasn't that crazy, like in terms of names.
That was the Derrick Henry team?
It's one of them at least, I guess. I don't know. I'll look at it. I'll do my research.
While
I'll
I
look at
keep
it,
going
but
through this, search up best like fucking
That's
NFL
like a
college teams.
best college team of all time.
All right, and this was the clip talking about Julian Edelman being the best slot wide receiver. Blank, he does not have a name. He said AB wasn't a slot wide receiver. And then Timothy 45 says most of those names were ex-receivers, if I'm not mistaken. Timothy, you missed the point of the joke. The joke was I searched up best slot wide receivers, and then when we got to Anquan Bolden, I was like, oh, this doesn't seem right. And then Devin said, oh, I don't think that list is accurate. It was a joke, you know.
Moral of the story here is we are fantastic at getting them to bite on one thing and fixating on it. So for everyone in the comments that says we're rage baiting, it's working, and you guys are a part of it.
But we're not trying to. That's the thing. We're not trying to.
Speak for yourself.
I left it in because I thought it was funny that I pulled up the wrong list. But he didn't get it. But AB wasn't a slot wide receiver. I think I could pull up a stat that disproves that, but we'll go to whatever Devin's talking about.
All right. This is the end of the show.
Uh-huh.
Leave us down in the comments what you want to see more of in the future. If your take is good enough, it's going to end anyways. We have 3 seconds.